So based on the questions last time, my personal sense about globalization, it is about the business or organization in which develop and an international influence and operates on international scale, while the one that affected my mindset, life situation, and more are its positivity, in which it affects me and creates me more to become a better person, my relationship with the other people, and on how the other people approach me. And this globalization helps me to improve more, especially in our community, on having this program. While on number 2, the greatest challenge here as of today is the Filipino itself. Why? Because they are too proud by to act as one, while they are also traditionalists to be part of the larger whole, in which we can address this by empowering young people in our generation to think outside the world, that we Filipinos, even we belong to different ethnicity, still we have our own thing that we can represent our country. And within this line of thinking, our country will find its niche in the globally competition. So we can say, even though we came from different ethnicity, we can still have, or we have the freedom of choice to help our country through improving our country, even though sometimes Filipinos is the problem also, because some Filipinos are too proud even though they are traditionalists. For number 3, I believe that there are 3 factors impeding the Philippines' progress, in which it is to become a world first class. So what are these 3? These are the religion, corruption, and lack of entrepreneurship of spirit. So, example, Filipinos does not have any, let's say, they don't have to encourage people to take personal responsibility for their own development, and instead of taking actions and changes in their lives, Filipinos pray to God to grant them their wishes. Like they want to pray, but the act is not there. Then people who put too much faith in God become fatalistic and not realistic. Second, a culture of corruption, in which it persuades government at all levels. Politicians who run in public office in order to enrich it themselves, their families, not to serve. In which student leaders also are protesting against the corrupt government, while this young leader when they grow up, until they will run also for public office and become a corrupt themselves. In comparison to other Southeast Asian countries, the Philippines does not attract many international countries, in which the investments due to corruption, in which many people are having the problem in investment, like corruption, like what it is said there. The second factor, in which the Filipinos are having lack of it. And last, Filipinos lack the entrepreneurial spirit, in which the Chinese, Koreans, and Japanese people are possessed, in which other people are having their business, like the Chinese Filipino. Even it is big or small, at least they have their own business, how big or small their budget or their salary. While the Filipino in our country, their goal is to get a degree, then work for a corporation, and then also after that they will become an executive. So as a result, some Filipinos are not being an owner of a business or not creating jobs. Instead, they become as employees. On the other hand, Filipino Chinese people, like what I've said before, their goal is to have their own business, being a business owner, and creating their own business, because it is the culture of the Chinese Filipino that their children are trained to start a business no matter how big or small their salary. Then we can see that few only in number that without entrepreneur, the Philippines will never be able to export high qualities or high value products, because some high value products came from the other country, in which it is high and its qualities are goods in their country. So as a Filipino of today, what I can contribute for the number 4, of course, as a young Filipino of today, many people are asking for youth for what they can contribute. Of course, they say that the youth of today is the hope for the Filipinos. So I can say that instead being a problem of our local community, we as a youth or young leaders, we should be the one who help other people in a positive way. Like this one, globalization, many people are having the changes, especially as of now, modern, more technologies, and many things are happening. So as a result, as a youth, we should also function. We should not only depend on other people, on their opinion. So let's say that we should do our mission also. As a youth, we should help our fellow men through giving some projects in our local community, like having the let's say program for youth, in which it can help the youth to be more attentive in any activities for the barangay, rather than being tambay in Tagalog in their local places. So that's are some of the reason why we need to help also other people, because some youth of now can have the opportunity to work, especially in our local barangays. As we can see, they can hire even in a simple work. So we can say, me as a youth can help also in our barangay. So there are many benefits a youth can do. We can see it in our community that some people are also searching for some youth, like helping in a small thing, like in let's say makina, or in fixing some motors. Then in like in office, they can also help, like delivering papers or printing or checking, like that. So that are some of the benefits that we can have being a youth. Lastly, the question is, what are the major problems as of today. So as I can see, the major problem as of today is now the pandemic, the COVID, in which many people are lacking of work or has no work, then lack of food. Many children are need many children need the education, especially as of now pandemic. In the past 2 years, education is not that very focused, so we can say that children also need education, especially the workers need works. As we can see in the past 2 years, I think, in like in ABS-CBN, many people have sacrificed their work to to save that channel or the ABS. But and also many people need medicine and any personal necessities, because as of now they don't have this perfect or right salary, or we can say, because many of us are lacking in work. So as a student, and these issues are affect my personal things, like status in life, in which I am not able to, let's say, I am not able to finish all those things, stuffs, like I am affected on what I've saw, what I see every day. Like when some people are having hardship, I'm also affected, because we are also in the same status in life, like having difficulties in life, and many people uh, are having these trials. So we can see that there are lots of major problems that we need to solve. Instead of being chill, we need to help them to solve these problems. So as in, that's all.